he so mad at me? He's actually red in the face. Firedrive, formerly Firebolt, Offshoot, or Sparks, was originally the target master in the 1987 repack of the Hot Rod figure. One of the top atomic physicists on his planet, he would usually keep to himself but dreamed of living on the edge. He awaited for excitement until the War of the Cybertronians led to their home of Nebulous. This young adventurer easily had a connection with Hot Rod and joined him in the fight for their worlds, and many like it. Firedrive has seen a few mainline toys, with Titan's Returns naming the Titan Master after it, and Japan giving the Hot Rod his own target master. But with Siege, a proper figure was released for the international audience. Firedrive transforms into a man doing some yoga pose with his legs straight up, calling himself some sort of firing weapon. This Duo-Charge Electrostatic Photon Cannon has 2 barrels and a 5mm peg at the bottom to attach to other figures. With Siege, most figures have multiple attachment points, but if you have the Titan's Returns Hot Rod, you can catch up with bringing the set together. I would say use it with Power of the Prime's Rodimus, but it looks like a toy even for him. That's not a weapon! This is a weapon! At least I'm not compensating for something. With the small peg holes, you can technically add more weapons to the sides, and with the exposed peg at the bottom, you can add him to Battle Masters in this form. He's also got missile details in the feet, and attachment pegs for flare effects. He includes 2 cone-shaped flares that can be ported on the main figures as ricochets, blasts, or on the weapon itself. No, it's not a diamond-encrusted blender. Really adds to the power and feel of the figure. The blowback is his butt. Thought that was important to mention. Firedrive is a basic weapon battlemaster. Really, it's what you would expect from a modern, simple version. Nothing to rag about unless weapons with limbs are an issue. Not to me, though. Robot mode. Firedrive in Robot Mode seems to be one of the most confident looking molds for the Battlemasters. I think it's got better texturing to it, especially with the chest mold. Very small and very limited paint, but the mold looks good. Simplicity really shows when looking at the arms. There's just no paint to break up anything here, with the limited ball joints only in the shoulders and hips. It's like soap sculptures for limbs. It's just not a robot-y color, but really lets the body stand out. Paint on the chest and face is interesting, the face being solid red, but the chest and tiny symbol on the forehead is dull. Weapon on the back finishes it off pretty well, with the barrels looking like some sort of jetpack. You can even store the flares, but that's awkward. You can remove it and plug it into the arm, which is an interesting idea and cuts out the middleman. Hey look, I could just hold my gun. How cool is that? They're evolving! Wait a minute, ab crunch. Best figure ever! There's a peg on the butt. Needed to be said. You can also hold him from the peg, and if you see someone holding their child like this, call the phone to tell of an abuse. Firedrive is one of the most basic Battlemasters, but that's not really an issue. If the parts were painted better, especially with the white color, I think this would be a standout. As is, I don't have an issue. There's obviously better figures in the line, but if your Hot Rod is missing something, this is a figure to get. Also, I wanted them to do these guys for some time, and it's good that they're sold by themselves to add to your collection. Well, you could say he's not a head anymore.